Young, I told you not to go against me. You dared. Now die. Have a safe journey, mister. He smirked before pulling the trigger. The bullet goes straight into the guy's head. He turned around to another person who was sitting on his knees while his hands were tied behind him. Now it's your turn, Mr. Park. You were stupid to backstab me. Have a safe journey too. He was about to pull the trigger when he heard a sound of breaking glasses. He looked behind, only to find a beautiful figure standing there. The glass pieces were shattered in front of him. Taeyang, who is that? He asked, being mesmerized by the beauty of the person. Taeyang, Jungkook, get him here, he said to his brother, who walked towards the guy as he also got mesmerized by the beauty of the guy. Taeyang, who are you, beautiful? He said, but there was no reply. The other guy was looking down. His hands were shivering. Taeyang kept the gun under
the guy's chin, making him look up. Him, who are you? Did you hurt me? Again there was no reply. Him turned towards Mr. Park. Him, who is he? Mr. Park. He's my son. Do you want it? You can take him. But please leave me. Please, I beg you. I'm definitely going to take him, but you are also going to the afterlife. Have a safe journey. Bye. He said as he pulled the trigger and the body fell down. He again looked towards the guy who flinched because of the sound of gun. Him, are you scared of gun? The guy slowly nodded. Him, alright, I won't use them. Now tell me, what is your name? The guy, Jimin. Him, Jimin. That's a nice name. But so sad that you have a father like him. He just gave you to me. Jimin, he is not my dad. Him, what? Then who is he? Jimin, my uncle. Jungkook. Him. Mr. Park and Jimin's dad are brothers. Mr. Park has been living with them and he and his wife has been abusive towards Jimin and his family. Jimin's mom and dad saved him, but they had got abused a lot by Mr. Park and his wife. Hyung. Oh, so that's the matter. Where is his wife? Jungkook. She ran away after she came to know that we are here to kill her husband. Hyung. Nice. Such a good wife. Where are his parents then? Jungkook. They are out for work. I think they'll be back soon. Am I wrong, beautiful? Jimin. No. Hyung. So, can we take him? Because no one is there for his responsibilities. And I don't think his parents will be able to deny it. Jungkook, why not? Let's take him. They all went out of the house as the bodyguards followed them. Jimin was silently walking beside Taeyang, who was holding his hands and taking him towards the car. But before they could enter the car, they were stopped by a couple who ran towards them. Jungkook, they are his parents. Taeyang, nice timing. Seems like it's a good day. The couple came and sat on their knees. Mrs. Park, please leave my son. Don't take him. You can take our lives, but please leave him. Taeyang, I don't want your lives, but I want your son. He is truly a piece of art. Great fan of art. And your son is a definite masterpiece. Mr. Park, please don't take him. He is really very innocent. He hasn't even learned about the world yet. We have saved him till now. Please don't take him anywhere. Taeyang, you need not to be worried. I will save him further. He will live a happy life. You don't need to be worried about that. Mr. Park, please don't take him. We beg you, please, please. You can take us. We will do work for free, but please don't take him. Taeyang, alright. Guards, take them too. He said as the guards picked up both of them and pushed them inside the car. One of the bodyguards opened the car for him as he got inside, taking Jimin with him. Jungkook followed. Jimin was sitting in the middle. Taeyang kept his head on Jimin's shoulder, followed by Jungkook, and both of them were holding either of Jimin's hand. Jimin was sitting uncomfortably since it was first time ever someone was like this with him. He had never seen the outer world. He has always been homeschooled, so he had no friends. He was totally innocent and unknown about the reality of the world. He was not used to these type of physical contacts. The main reason why he was homeschooled was his uncle and aunt. His aunt knew that he was going to be a beautiful person when he grows up. And could be of a great use for them to make money because all they wanted was money. Spending a little for home schooling won't hurt. So that's what his aunt thought. She wanted to use Jimin as a toy because, of course, Jimin was innocent and unaware of the world. He knew nothing about what is wrong and what is good. His parents were out most of the time, so they never were able to teach anything to Jimin. And they thought that at least his brother liked Jimin, but they didn't know that there was something else behind it. About 1 hour passed as the car stopped at a huge gate. The gate opened on its own and the car proceeded. After some time, they were in front of a huge mansion. The car stopped there as the bodyguard got down and knocked on the window to wake the brothers up. After knocking for some time, Jungkook was finally up. He looked over to Jimin, who was still looking down in fear. Jungkook, beautiful, you don't need to be scared of us. We won't harm you, he said, making Jimin look at him. Taeyang, whoa, that was so good. I had a great time sleeping on your shoulders. I guess I need you to be my pillow. Jungkook, shall we head home, Hyung? I think you must be hungry since it's already night. Hyung, of course. Let's go, he said as the bodyguard opened the door for them. Everyone got off the car and headed inside the huge mansion. Jimin was still looking down. Taeyang, look up, beautiful. Look how beautiful this house is. Won't you like to stay with us here? Don't you think the house is really beautiful? Jimin slowly looked up, his eyes widening in shock. Ever in his life, he thought he would come to such a huge and beautiful place. No doubt it was just like a palace. Both the brothers were admiring the way Jimin reacted, while a small smirk playing on their lips. Jimin, are you both king? Hyang, no, why? Jimin, I heard king and queens live in such places. Jungkook, well, you can call us king too, cause we rule our world. We rule the world we made. Jimin, the world you made? Jungkook, yes, the world we made. A place where all the people have to listen to us. A place where everyone works under us. No one can raise a single voice against us. A world where nobody is scared to kill someone. But don't worry, no one can lay a single hand on you. Jimin, really? Jungkook, yes, because they know if they did, we won't have hands anymore. Jimin, how? Taeyang, you won't understand it. Aren't you hungry? Shall we eat something? Jimin, okay. But where are my parents? You brought them too, right? Taeyang, yes, we did. They are right behind you. Jimin turned around only to find his parents standing there, along with some bodyguards holding them. Jimin, Mom, Dad, he said as he ran towards his parents. Jungkook glared at the bodyguards as they left Mr. Park and Mrs. Park. Mrs. Park, oh my baby, are you fine? Jimin, yes, I am fine. Mr. Park, how did they come to our house? Jimin, I don't know. I was studying when I heard some voices, but auntie and uncle said not to come out. So I just didn't came, but when I was going back from kitchen after getting water, I saw them killing uncle. I was scared so the glass fell from my hand and they noticed me too. Mr. Park, but why did they brought us here? Why were they taking you? Jimin, when that guy, he said pointing at Taeyang, called me beautiful, uncle said that he can take me and spare his life, but he killed him. Mrs. Park, he said what? Jimin, they could take me, Mr. Park. So he had been using you since the beginning. How could we be so dumb to think that they actually loved you? We are really sorry, child. It's because of us why you are here. Mrs. Park, I know, right? I can't believe it. Jimin, but I think they are good. They didn't even hurt me and said that they will protect me. Mr. and Mrs. Park didn't want it to accept that conclusion of Jimin, but since everyone was watching and hearing them, they nodded. Mr. Park, sir, we can do anything you want, but please don't hurt Jimin. If you want, we can even become your slave. We will do all the work of the house, but please don't hurt him. Hey, that's a good deal, because you also need to pay for living here. From now on, Mrs. Park, you are going to cook for us. And Mr. Park, you are going to be our right hand. Mr. Park, sure, sir, we can do it. But please don't hurt him, okay? Jungkook, don't be worried about him. He's the only one who could grab my Hyung's attention. And I can do anything to protect my Hyung's love. Hyung, I'm not yet sure. And if is that I really like him, then he's mine. And not to forget my brother, since I think it also is my responsibility to take care of my brother's love. If it's not, then I might kill you all because you are my backstabbers, brothers, and I hate who backstab me. Well, you might also be saved if Jungkook actually loved him because I think he also grabbed my brother's attention. Isn't it? Jungkook, you know me well here. So, you may start your work from tomorrow. Have a great night today, Mr. Park. Actually, another request. Taeyang, how many more requests do you have? Mr. Park, I'm sorry, but it's last. Jimin is supposed to join university this year. Can he please do that? We want him to learn about the world now. I hope you get what I want to say. Jungkook, that's a good choice. He can study in the university we own. Mrs. Park, thank you so much. We are really thankful for you. She said, going to them. Jimin was confused about what Taeyang and Jungkook said, but he understood about his university work. He was going to go to the university and not get homeschooled again. He was kinda curious and excited. Taeyang, Jimin, come on, let's go. And guards, show the rooms to Mr. and Mrs. Park. The bodyguards nodded as they board and took Jimin's parents to a room. For surprise, the room was huge and beautiful. Mr. and Mrs. Park didn't expect it to be this beautiful and huge. They have always heard bad stories about mafias, but they were scared because maybe they were going to be killed. You know, they treat you well when they are going to do something wrong with you. As for Jimin, both the brothers took him themselves and showed him another room. Here, you can get ready. Here, go and fresh up. I will get you your clothes soon. He said, and both the brothers left from there. Jungkook went to get fresh up, and Hyung went downstairs towards his clothes collection. He had a whole room filled with different types of outfits. Taking out a set of Gucci pajamas, he went back to Jimin's room, knocking on the door and keeping the outfit outside the washroom. He left from there and went to his room to fresh up. He had a whole collection of clothes, more than a store has, and Jungkook has his own collection. After everyone was done, they had dinner together, along with Mr. and Mrs. Park, again taking them to shop. At night, Jungkook said Taeyang to take Jimin with him because he wanted Jimin as his pillow. But Jimin wasn't comfortable with it because he was still unusual to those touches. So Taeyang asked him to sleep in his own room. But that also scared Jimin because the room was huge. So both Jungkook and Taeyang were with him until he fell asleep. Then both of them left to their rooms. As Taeyang went to his room, he tried to sleep but couldn't. So he went out towards his balcony and started looking at the peaceful sky. Taeyang, how can someone be this innocent in this generation? Something is surely special about you, Mr. Park Jimin, which attracts me. He heard the glass doors sliding off the room beside him, which was of Jungkook. Taeyang, you can't sleep? He asked as Jungkook looked towards him. Jungkook, oh, no. Taeyang, so you are also thinking about him? Jungkook, well, kinda. It's just I am not able to believe how can someone be this innocent. Taeyang, well, same. Jungkook, but are you really going to kill him if you don't love him? Taeyang, no, he can maybe forgiven too. Jungkook, oh, I see. Well, I wanted to ask something. Taeyang, what is it? Jungkook, well, what if we both fell for him? What will you do then? Young, we have been sharing everything from our childhood. We will share him too. Jungkook, but he is not from those things we shared. He is a human. Do you think he will accept both of us? Taeyang, that is something I can't say. Because it is his choice, not ours. Or maybe he might not accept both of us. But I don't have any problem with sharing him with you. Jungkook, I swear I'm the luckiest. Taeyang, so am I. We should go to sleep now. Good night. The guest. Gonna have a tiring day tomorrow. Jungkook, yeah. You too, Myung. Bye. Say dreams. Taeyang, you too. They said as they left towards their respective rooms, drifting to sleep as soon as they got onto the bed. The new day followed with new hopes and a different type of excitements. Taeyang woke up first and did his morning routine before leaving towards Jimin's room. He knocked for some time and then opened the door, only to find a baby sleeping peacefully. A smile made its way to his lips, and legs made its way towards the bed. He sat in the corner and started stroking Jimin's hairs, removing it from his beautiful face. Taeyang, wake up, beautiful. You have to go to your university, he said softly and continued to talk Jimin's ears. After some time, Jimin finally opened his eyes, finding Taeyang in front of him, along with a sound of door opening. Jungkook entered inside as he greeted his Taeyang. Jungkook, good morning, Taeyang. Taeyang, good morning. Jungkook, good morning, Mr. Beautiful, he said and squeezed one of Jimin's cheek. Jimin slowly got up and sat straight, looking around. Soon he realized that he was not in his home. It was a huge mansion where he was right now. He looked at the brothers. Jimin, good morning. Why am I up so early? Taeyang, because you have to get ready, have breakfast, and go to university. Did you forget that? Jimin, oh no, I didn't. I will go and get ready right away, he said and jumped off the bed with a wide smile and ran towards the bathroom door cutely. But soon the door opened again. Jimin, what about my outfit for today? Jungkook, I will lend you mine for today. Go and fresh up, he said and smiled as Jimin closed the door. Both the brothers chuckled over his cuteness and the innocence in his eyes. No doubt he was a pure soul. After some time, Jimin came out with a black baggy t-shirt and a jeans of Calvin Klein. Surprisingly, it was a fit for Jimin. The brothers looked at him, mesmerized by the beauty. Jimin, how is it looking? He said and looked himself through the mirror. The brothers, perfect. That was the only word that came out of their mouth at that moment. Jimin, really? Then let's go to have breakfast. He said, but there was no response, as both were busy at looking at him. He came near them and waved his hand in front of them, bringing them back to the earth. Jimin, let's go to eat. Oh, yes, sure. Jungkook, how can you look so beautiful no matter what you wear? Jimin, Mom says that if you are pure and beautiful from inside, no matter what you wear or how you look, you always look beautiful. Maybe that's why? He answered innocently, making the brothers think harder on the words he said and processing how adorable he was. Jimin, hey, he waved again in front of them. Jimin, why do you both get lost so many times? Yes, lost. We are totally lost in your beauty, Jungkook. True, it feels like you are that endless universe which cannot be finished as much as you discover. There will be more to go. Hyun, definitely truth. Jimin, what are you talking about? Jungkook, that you are really very much beautiful and cute. So it makes us get lost in you. Jimin, oh, so I am the reason why you get lost? Hyun, yes. Well, I think you would be hungry. Let's go to eat now. He said as all of them proceeded to go to the living room. Mrs. Park had done her work and was ready with the breakfast, which looked really delicious. Later, they left with Jimin and dropped Jimin on their way to their mission. Days kept on passing and they kept on falling for the innocence and purity Jimin holds. He was exact opposite of the brothers. The brothers were merciless, brute, cold, ruthless, dangerous, and uncompetitive mafias, while Jimin was pure, kind, sweet, lovable, innocent, pretty, and adorable. He was pure. Along with the days, years passed. Jimin was not aware of the outer world, but the brothers still kept in limit. They didn't let him know about the cruelty of the world. They did, but in a simple and small way possible. He was still pure and innocent as ever, but just known about how the world is. The brothers did care for him, so they weren't planning to kill them anyways. Instead, they were planning to propose Jimin for marriage. Jimin liked them too, because nobody would have ever taken as much as care of him as much the brothers did. They kept him happy and took care of him, were always with him, and just one call, one of them will be surely available in front of him. He was totally treated as if the king of the place. 4 years later, it was finally the last day of Jimin in his university. The graduation day, he was ready with the graduation dress and was waiting for Jungkook and Hyun to come there along with his parents. He had some friends, so he was taking pictures with them. After some time, they all also went there. and they took pictures along with Jimin. Jimin couldn't believe because Taeyang and Jungkook brought a huge flower bucket for him. They all had their time, and when they were about to leave, Jimin asked for an escort and went towards his friends, saying them goodbye for the last time. But when he was on his way back to them, far past, taking Jimin along with them and throwing a paper outside. The brothers were shocked and angry in the same time. Jungkook ran towards the road and picked up the paper, reading it. Jungkook, they have kidnapped him. Taeyang, we need to search for him. Taeyang, is there no location? Jungkook, no, there is no location. The girl wants us to search for him. It's a girl. Jungkook, yes. It's actually his aunt, the one who ran away 4 years ago. Taeyang, what? What is she doing here? Jungkook, I think she wants money because that's what written in the newspaper. She wants us to give her money and take Jimin. Taeyang, search for him. He said as one of their bodyguard board and ran towards the car, taking out a laptop and started doing something. Taeyang walked towards the bodyguard and took the laptop from him and started hacking the cameras of university and nearby places. About in 1 minute he was done with hacking all the cameras. He went through all and followed the car, which got disappeared in a way and didn't show up anywhere. Hyung went towards place where it disappeared. They searched ahead the camera and Jungkook found out a way towards the basement, which was a hidden way. They broke the doors and entered inside. It was only Hyung and Jungkook. They didn't wanted anything to happen to Jimin, so they said not to come inside and wait outside to their bodyguards. As they made their way towards the basement, it started getting dark, with few lights on, which didn't had much light. A girl, oh, so you really came. I didn't expect it. Leave him if you don't want yourself to see the hell. The girl, give me money. That's all I need. I am not going to do anything to him. He's like my son. Son? Damn, he's just mine. Dare to call him yours. The girl, oh my god, you are so possessive towards your boyfriend. Oh my god, that's really impressive. But just lend me some money and you can take him. But don't try to do anything. Because you know he is in my hands. You are dead. Jungkook, he said, and Jungkook, who had slowly gone to the back of the girl while Taeyang was talking to her. The light was dim, so it wasn't visible properly. Jungkook made her kneel down and tied her hands behind her back. Taeyang ran to Jimin, who was unconscious, sitting in a corner, and effortlessly picked him up. Jungkook, take him out. I will see what to do with her. I will leave her to you. Teach her a lesson then. Jungkook, sure. And how dare you to touch my love? Got some guts, huh? Die. Have a safe journey. After 4 years, just go to your husband now. You made him wait too long. Bye. He said as pulled the trigger and first bullet got inside her hand and another inside her head. Jungkook left outside and everyone headed to the home. Jimin was having his upper arm on Taeyang's lap and lower half on Jungkook's. They reached their home and their private doctor immediately checked Min. He was totally fine and the doctor said that he will come to his consciousness soon. After some time, Jimin came to his consciousness and was surprised to see himself in the house. He didn't understand what happened earlier, so he asked, but the brothers didn't send him anything and just said that someone was trying to take him away, so they brought him back here. Well, since you are already graduated, and know about life more. Would you accept us as your husband? This question was quite surprising for Jimin because he didn't expect it for them to do that. Jimin, what? Are you asking me to get married to you? Then, yes. Will you and rock? Jimin, no. I love you too. Hyun. Well, it's not only about me. It's an proposal from both of us. Will you accept both of us? Jimin, yes, I will. Jungkook, really? Yeah. I mean, you don't have any problem? Jimin, no. Why would I have? You both love me so much, and I also love you both. What's the problem here? Both the brothers smiled and hugged Jimin, kissing on his either cheeks as Jimin returned it. Thank you so much. We were scared you might not accept one of us, but you made it even easier. Thank you so much. Jimin, I should be the one to be thankful. You not only saved me from the cruel hands of my auntie and uncle, but also loved me so much. Yeah, in the starting, you also made my parents do work too much, but you reduced it time to time because there were other maids to do along with them. But the love I received from you both cannot be compared. I'm really in debate for it. Jimin said as he hugged both of them even tighter. Jungkook, thank you so much. Really, we love you a lot. After some days, they got married and faced the life challenges together beside each other.